Hey everyone, welcome to this deep dive, all about how to crush it at your next chemical engineering technician interview.
We've got some really awesome resources from RoleCatcher today to help with this.
Yeah, their career and interview guides are packed with helpful stuff.
We even have some AI tricks from them to help you come up with awesome answers.
It's like having a secret weapon for your interview prep.
Exactly. Think of this deep dive as your insider's playbook.
We're going to unpack some of those common questions you might get asked.
Yeah, and we'll show you what interviewers are really hoping to hear.
Plus, we've got some actionable strategies for you to help you really stand out from the crowd.
So you can really show them what you've got.
Let's jump right in with a classic interview opener.
Okay, sounds good.
What inspired you to pursue a career in chemical engineering?
Ah, yes, the age-old question.
You might be thinking, easy? I love chemistry.
Right.
But honestly, interviewers want a little more than that.
Yeah, they're looking for something deeper, something with a little more passion.
They want to see how your journey connects with this specific role at this company.
It's kind of like telling a story.
Right? What sparked that initial interest for you?
Was it a specific project, a mentor, a book that got you hooked?
And here's the key. How does that connect to what this company does and what this role is all about?
That's where RoleCatcher's career guide can really come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
They break down different chemical engineering technician career stages, like are you just starting out? Are you looking to move into a leadership role? Or maybe something else entirely?
Okay.
Having a clear idea of where you are in your career will really help you tailor your answer.
Okay, so instead of just saying, I've always been fascinated by chemical reactions,
Right.
you could say something like, in college, I worked on a project to develop a new catalyst for biofuel production.
Right.
And that experience really got me hooked.
Nice.
I was drawn to the challenge of creating sustainable solutions through chemical processes,
I like it.
which aligns perfectly with this company's mission of developing eco-friendly products.
See the difference.
Yeah, it feels much stronger.
You've shown them you've done your research, you're genuinely passionate about the field, and you get how your skills match their needs.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, they might hit you with a follow-up question like, what aspects of chemical engineering do you find most exciting?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's your chance to really showcase your enthusiasm for the technical side of things.
Right, so maybe you're fascinated by process design or you love the problem-solving aspect of troubleshooting complex systems.
And remember, your excitement is going to be contagious when you're genuinely pumped about something it shows.
Totally. All right, let's move on to a question that tests how committed you are to staying up to date in this field.
Oh, this is a good one.
How do you stay current with the latest trends and technologies in chemical engineering?
Lots of candidates kind of stumble on this one.
Really?
Yeah, they tend to give these generic answers like, I read industry journals,
Okay.
but we want to go deeper.
Yeah.
Mention specific publications like maybe you're a fan of Chemical Engineering Progress or the Journal of Chemical and Engineering Data.
Yes, and don't forget those professional organizations like the American Institute of Chemical Engineers.
AICE.
Right, AICE.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a member? Have you been to any of their webinars or conferences?
Those details show you're taking initiative.
They do.
And here's a pro tip before your interview. Check out the company's website or any recent news articles about them.
Ooh, sneaky.
See what technologies they're talking about.
Huh?
If they're into, say, advanced process control or nanomaterials, be prepared to discuss how you're staying informed about those specific things.
Well, that's smart. Okay, so that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy, right?
Yeah, it can look at job descriptions and tell you what skills and technologies to bring up in the interview.
Amazing.
You can even practice your answers with the AI and get personalized feedback.
Wow, that's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Totally. It's like a secret weapon to make sure your answers are hitting all the right notes.
Okay, so are you ready for this? Here comes a behavioral question, the kind where you get to tell a story.
Oh, fun. Let's hear it.
Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem in a chemical process?
Ah, yes. The dreaded behavioral question.
This is where the STAR method comes in super clutch.
Okay, remind me what STAR stands for again.
Situation, task, action, result.
Right.
So first, you set the scene, describe the problem, then explain what you did, and finally highlight that positive outcome.
And remember, folks, quantifiable results are gold here.
So true. Did you increase efficiency, reduce waste, improve safety? Numbers speak volumes.
For sure.
And here's another tip. Make sure you pick a story that showcases skills that match up with the job description.
Oh, that's a good point.
If they're emphasizing teamwork, Talk about a time when you collaborated effectively to solve a problem.
Now they might follow up with something like, what was the biggest challenge you faced in that situation?
Oh, okay. So they're looking for those problem-solving skills
Yeah.
and how you handle pressure.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about something super important in chemical engineering.
Okay.
Safety.
Of course, safety first.
You can definitely bet you'll get a question about it. Something like, can you explain your experience with safety procedures and protocols in a chemical plant?
Okay, so it's not enough to just rattle off a bunch of safety
Well,
rules.
it's about showing them that you really get it.
You understand why safety is so important.
Yeah, and that you're proactive about it.
You're not just going through the motions, you're going above and beyond.
Exactly. So tell them about specific safety training you've done.
Okay.
Or even better, talk about a time you spotted a potential hazard and took steps to fix it.
Did you ever suggest a process improvement that made things safer?
Oh, and don't forget those certifications.
Right, the ones from the RoleCatcher Career Guide, like the CCT or CHMM.
Yes,
Yeah.
mentioning those shows you're serious about safety.
By the way, for those who don't know, CCT stands for Certified Chemical Technician.
And CHMM is Certified Hazardous Materials Manager.
It's like a stamp of approval.
Exactly. They can really boost your credentials.
Okay, so what about follow-up questions?
They might ask something like, tell me about a time you had to enforce a safety protocol even though it wasn't popular.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, they're looking to see how you handle tricky situations.
When safety might clash with other priorities.
Right. You got to show them you're a safety advocate, not just someone who follows the rules blindly.
Got it. Okay, what's next?
Let's talk about something that can really showcase your technical know-how.
Okay.
What is your experience with chemical process scale-up?
Oh, wow. It sounds intimidating.
I know, right? But it's your chance to shine.
Okay, so what if I haven't actually scaled up a process from the lab to full production?
Don't panic. The key is to show you understand the principles.
Okay.
Think back to your classes. Did you study any scale-up methodologies?
I think so, yeah.
Perfect. Now, if you have had hands-on experience, this is your moment.
All right.
Tell them about the challenges you faced, the decisions you made, and the results you achieved.
And what about those software programs mentioned in the career guide, like MATLAB and Python?
Oh, yeah. If you've used those for process modeling or simulation, definitely mention it. It shows you've got relevant technical skills.
Okay, so what if they ask, what factors did you consider when scaling up this particular process?
That's your cue to wow them with your knowledge of things like reactor design heat and mass transfer and reaction kinetics.
That's a lot to remember.
It is, but you got this.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about a skill that's important in any job,
Right.
but especially in a technical field like chemical engineering.
Okay. It's intrigued.
Communication.
Yes.
How do you explain complicated technical stuff to people who aren't technical?
Yeah, you're bound to get a question like, how do you communicate complex technical information to non-technical stakeholders?
Okay, so picture this. You're explaining a super complicated chemical process to someone who's never even stepped foot in a lab.
Right. How do you make it clear and engaging without all the jargon?
That's where analogies and real-world examples come in.
Right.
You could compare a chemical reactor to a pressure cooker.
I like it.
Or explain distillation by talking about how we make alcoholic beverages.
Perfect. Those are great examples.
It shows you can bridge that gap between the technical and the everyday.
Which is so important for teamwork and collaboration.
For sure.
They might ask you something like, have you ever had to explain a technical issue to a client or a manager who didn't have a technical background? How did you approach it?
Okay, so they're looking for those soft skills.
Yeah, like clear communication, empathy, being able to adapt your message to your audience.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about quality.
Right.
They'll want to know how you make sure things are done right.
Absolutely. A common question is, how do you ensure quality control in chemical processes?
So this is where all those quality management principles come into play.
Right. It's not just about following the procedures. It's about understanding why those procedures exist.
Yeah, and being able to spot potential problems before they happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think about specific methodologies you've used, like statistical process, control sampling techniques, quality audits.
Yeah.
The key is to show how much attention you pay to detail and your commitment to delivering top-notch products.
What about follow-up questions on this one?
They might ask something like, can you describe a time when you found a quality issue and what you did to fix it?
Okay, so they want to see your problem-solving skills in action.
Yeah, and how dedicated you are to quality.
And don't be afraid to show off your initiative. Did you ever come up with an improvement that made quality control even better?
It shows you're not just following orders, you're actively thinking about how to make things better.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a topic that's becoming more and more important in every industry.
Okay.
Sustainability.
Yeah. It's a big one these days.
Be ready for a question like, can you explain your experience with environmental regulations and sustainability in chemical engineering?
This is your chance to shine a light on your passion for the environment
Okay.
and how much you understand about applying sustainability principles to chemical engineering.
So think back to any projects you've worked on that focused on reducing waste-cutting emissions or saving energy.
Right? Have you ever researched or implemented greener chemical processes?
They might even ask, what do you see as the biggest sustainability challenges facing the chemical industry today?
Oh, that's a good one. It gives you a chance to show what you know about industry trends and your ability to think critically about complex issues.
And remember, companies really value candidates who share their values.
Right.
And sustainability is often a core value.
Showing how committed you are to sustainability can really give you an edge.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to a question that tests your ability to handle pressure.
Okay, hit me.
Can you describe a time when you had to work under tight deadlines in a chemical engineering project?
Deadlines are a part of life, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
This question helps interviewers see how organized you are, how you prioritize tasks, and how you solve problems under pressure.
It's all about staying calm, focused, and productive even when the clock is ticking.
Great. Did you have to adjust timelines, delegate tasks, or come up with creative solutions to beat that deadline?
They might ask you, what did you learn from that experience?
Oh, that's a good one. It shows you're always reflecting and looking for ways to improve.
Now, let's switch gears for a sec and talk about how RoleCatcher can help you prep for these tough interview questions.
Oh, yeah. Their AI is amazing. It analyzes tons of real interview questions and gives you tailored feedback based on the specific job you're going for.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Totally. You can practice your answers, see where you can improve, and even get suggestions for different ways to phrase things or better examples.
And don't forget about their career guide. It's a gold mine of information.
Right. It gives you valuable insights into different career paths, potential opportunities for advancement, and even suggestions for certifications that can boost your qualifications.
It helps you see the bigger picture of your career in chemical engineering.
Absolutely. Now we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
But there's one more really important part of the interview process that we need to talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Your questions for the interviewer.
Oh, right. An interview is a two-way street.
Exactly. It's not just them grilling you, it's also your chance to get some intel.
To see if this company and this role are the right fit for you.
Asking thoughtful questions shows them you're genuinely interested in the company and the job.
And it helps you gather information so you can make an informed decision.
Right. You want to make sure it's a good fit for you, too.
Okay, so let's brainstorm some powerful questions.
All right. I like it.
First off, you always want to show that you're genuinely interested in the role.
Okay.
So you could ask something like, what are some of the biggest challenges and opportunities facing the team right now?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It shows you're thinking about the big picture.
Yeah, it shows you're not just looking for any job you want to make a real difference.
Exactly. Another good question is, can you describe the day-to-day responsibilities of this role in more detail?
It's a smart way to uncover any hidden parts of the job that might not be in the job description.
Right. You could even follow up with, what are some of the key skills and qualities that are most important for success in this position?
That shows you're eager to learn and that you want to make sure you're a good fit for the team.
Exactly. And don't forget about company culture.
Oh, yeah.
You could ask, what's the company's approach to professional development and career growth?
Love it. That shows you're thinking long-term and you're invested in your career.
It also gives you a peek into the company's values and how committed they are to their employees.
Here's a pro tip before the interview. Check out their website or recent news articles and look for any interesting projects or initiatives.
Okay.
Then you can say something like, I read about your work on developing sustainable packaging solutions. Can you tell me more about that project and the team involved?
Oh, I like that.
It shows you've done your homework and that you're really interested in what they do.
It also opens the door for a deeper conversation about something you're passionate about.
Exactly. Remember, an interview is a two-way street.
Right. It's not just about them evaluating you, it's about you evaluating them too.
You want to make sure this company and this role align with your goals and values.
So true. Don't be shy about asking questions about work-life balance, team dynamics, or anything else that matters to you.
And you don't have to wait until the very end to ask your questions.
Oh, good point.
Feel free to sprinkle them throughout the conversation.
Yeah, it shows you're engaged and listening.
So we were talking about asking good questions in an interview.
Right, because remember, it's not just about them getting to know you.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
It's about you figuring out if this company and this role are actually a good fit for you.
Exactly. You want to walk out of there feeling confident that you've got all the info you need to make a good decision.
Okay, so let's pick up where we left off and keep brainstorming some more of those power questions.
All right, let's do it.
What about something like, what does a typical day look like in this role?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. It gives you a better sense of the day-to-day responsibilities.
And what about the team? You could ask, can you tell me a bit about the team I'd be working with?
That's smart. You'll get a feel for the team dynamics and the overall work environment.
And what about professional development? You could ask something like, what kind of training and development opportunities are available for this role?
Perfect. It shows you're thinking about your future and that you're eager to learn and grow.
Now, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of all the key takeaways from this deep dive.
Okay, sounds good.
So first up, remember to tailor your answers to the specific role and company you're interviewing with.
Right. Do your research and make those connections.
Use the STAR method for those behavioral questions.
Situation, task, action, result.
It'll help you structure your answers and highlight your accomplishments.
And don't forget to emphasize your commitment to safety, quality, and sustainability.
Those are huge in the chemical engineering world.
Absolutely. Show them that you're passionate about the field and that you've got the technical expertise to back it up.
And practice, practice, practice. RoleCatcher's AI can give you personalized feedback and help you refine your answers.
It's like having a secret weapon in your back pocket.
And last but not least, ask thoughtful questions.
Right. Show them you're curious, you're engaged, and you're genuinely interested in the opportunity.
You've got this. Go into that interview feeling confident and prepared.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way.
Their platform has everything you need to nail that interview, from practice questions to AI feedback to career guidance.
So go check them out, put these tips into practice, and rock that chemical engineering technician interview.
We're cheering you on. Good luck.